So in a moment, you're going to watch Scotty and me react to some Josh Feuerstein, who has actually never stopped making videos, and trust me when I say they're just as ridiculous now as they ever were. The clip you're about to see is from an episode of Abandoned Hope that we did live for the Pessimist Productions patrons on July 28th. I do a live Abandoned Hope for patrons every month. I think it might actually be the most popular show on our Patreon. Clips from the show usually end up on this channel, but if you want to see them when they're live and when they're new, please consider becoming a patron. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this clip. Josh at one point basically threatens an armed revolt against the government because his favorite burger place might go out of business. It's pretty hilarious. But first, I want to thank this video's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends, free on mobile and on desktop. You've probably heard of Raid at this point, and there's good reason for that. It's one of the most intricate mobile and desktop games around, with more than 500 champions to collect, and so many ways to customize them that no two champions are alike. There are literally trillions of ways to build your teams, and endless strategies you can apply to your quest for victory. One of the things I really love about Raid is the auto battle feature. So if you don't necessarily want to choose every single move your champions make, but you just want to see how your character builds are going to do with the computer in the driver's seat, that feature is built right into the game. So let me tell you about some recent updates to the game. First, they've just added Champion Fragments, which lets you collect pieces of champions that you can then use to summon specific champions with special events running all the time. There's also a new bazaar where you can load up on high-value items with the gold bars you win in the tag arena, and they just extended the daily login rewards up to 270 days with free champions available just for logging in. It's been a crazy month for updates, so there's never been a better time to start. So, go to the video description, click on the special links, and if you're a new player, you're going to get 100,000 silver, 50 gems, 10 mystery shards, 1 free champion, Hex Weaver. All of this is going to be waiting for you right here in this little treasure chest. You see that? Little treasure chest right there in the top right corner. So good luck. I'll see you there. And now let's look at some Josh Feuerstein, shall we? All right.
So Scotty, you mentioned this character earlier. I think it's time. Time for some Josh Feuerstein, Scotty.
Oh, man, he still exists?
Yep. He still exists, Scotty. But I'm going to let you pick what video you want to watch. Whenever you're not distracted, because you're obviously, like, tell me when you're fucking settled in and everything's good with you. Okay, so, look, I'm going to give you the choice, Scotty. We're going to watch Josh, but you get to choose which one. So I don't want to go back too far. But a week ago, he put... It just says Josh Feuerstein's video. It literally doesn't even have a title. It says Listen Up America. I don't know what that's about. This one says Listen Until the End. And it says something in the thumbnail about freedoms being stolen. Here's one that just is a bunch of flame emojis. And it says something about mandatory masks.
Oh, let's go with that one.
You want to watch the flame emojis and mandatory masks?
Yes.
This is only 37 seconds long.
Oh, that's kind of short.
Yeah, so you might want to, I mean, most of them are pretty short, but that one's really short.
How about the one before it?
This one?
The freedom is being stolen.
This doctor proves masks are dangerous? Or you want the freedom of being stolen one?
Yeah, how long is that one?
It's 2 minutes and 36 seconds.
That sounds good.
All right.
Josh Moronstein here.
Exactly how your freedoms are being taken away. It's just like this.
All right, let's take a listen. All right, we're going back to the beginning. Let's go ahead and make it full screen.
All right, guys, I'm going to show you
or
exactly
as
how your
full screen,
freedoms
I
are
guess,
being
as Facebook will allow it to be. All right. I honestly can't believe Josh is still making videos, but he is. And they're still getting views, too. 152,000 views. Not too bad. Not too shabby.
All right, guys, I'm going to show you exactly how your freedoms are being taken away. It's just like this. It's just a mask. It's just 6 feet. I mean, come on, it's just 2 weeks. It's just non-essential business. It's just non-essential workers. It's It's just a bar. I mean, come on. It's just a restaurant. It's just to keep from overwhelming the hospitals. It's just until cases go down. It's just to flatten the curve. It's just a few inmates. Don't worry. It's just to keep others from getting scared. It's just a few more.
Our freedoms are being stolen because certain inmates were let out of prison. You realize that expands freedom, right?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, whatever. I'll let you build your point, but that one was especially dumb.
For weeks. It's just a church. I mean, you can still pray. It's just singing. It's just worship. It's just until we get a vaccine. Don't worry. It's just an iPhone update. It's just for tracing. It's just to let people know that you're safe.
Is this entire video just going to be him doing this?
It's just
this little Justa fucking thing
To be around. It's just.
All right.
Look, Josh, what is
Here's
your
what I'm gonna
fucking point?
I'm going to go to 150. Do you think he's still on this Justa rant?
Probably, but maybe not. I'll go with
It's
no.
just a piece of cloth.
Yeah.
It's just a.
I tried to give him some credit, dude. I tried to give him the small, I gave him the smallest of nods. And
The nod was not returned.
Yeah, it's like, what?
All right, well, after he's done with his spiel, let's see where he goes.
On the sideline any longer.
Okay, I missed it.
Out of vocal people.
All right.
And it's just the way it's playing out. Because 2% of very loud vocal people will always rule the 98% of the silent majority that sit on the sideline. Don't sit.
Wow. So in Josh's world, 98% of people are on his side, but are just like, They're just not saying anything. 98% of people agree with the fucking garbage coming out of this shit tier moron's fucking mouth. But they just won't speak up. It's that 2% elitists that rule over us, man. It just won't let us be free, man.
On the sideline any longer. Don't let them steal your freedoms one at a time. It's on you.
You are a giant fucking corporate shill, dude. Talking about the 2%. Talk about the fucking 1%. The people that benefit from shit being wide open. A bunch of fucking businesses that are mainly chains, so they can just fucking rake in the goddamn money. Amazon and these giant companies have raked in fucking money. They're having fucking record profits. They love this shit. They probably want the pandemic to go on forever. Like, oh, people are panic buying. People are buying way too much. Great. Jeff Bezos and these other people are getting even more wealthy.
Didn't Jeff Bezos he made like fucking, his wealth increased like by billions in the last few weeks, didn't it?
It increased by, I think
like
in the last
tens
year,
of
his wealth
billions.
increased by $30 or $40 billion.
Jeff Bezos, the world's richest man, just added 10 billion pounds, because this is from The Guardian, to his fortune in just one day, which is about $13 billion.
So people, think about that. Think about like
single day.
something like, well, let me ask you this. What is the budget for like the NHS?
The budget for the NHS is...
That's a lot, but...
I'm looking it up. This is this is kind of old. 122 billion.
So think about that.
That was from 2017. But it's probably
We're
about
talking about the UK.
it's
So
probably
I mean,
roughly the
like,
same.
Jeff Bezos made in a day about 10% of the budget for that program. And there's probably numerous government programs in the countries all around the world that cost considerably less. And that's just to one dude. For what? I mean, he's so rich now, he couldn't possibly spend all the money. And we literally have people that in the same city, area that he built this company, that have huge numbers of homelessness, mental illness, and all these other problems. And Jeff Bezos just sits on a mountain of money. But that's good for the world, right? Because Jeff Bezos is going to be benevolent with his money. Oh, he'll give money to charity. Oh, it's a tax write-off for him.
Oh yeah,
So
he's a good guy.
Jeff Bezos. This guy is so misguided and so out of his fucking mind.
All right, let's see if there's any other ones. Let's just watch the most recent one. See what the most recent, the hot off the presses, Josh Feuerstein video.
Of course, made in his fucking giant fucking Escalade or whatever he fucking drives, some giant fucking vehicle.
Are getting fed up and are about to take up arms against
wow,
the
the volume is so low.
Why?
All right, so I'm sorry for the low volume. I can't really lower him without lowering Scotty at this point because it's maxed out on the fucking actual player. So you guys are just gonna have to like deal with it.
Let this be notice to every politician that the American people are getting fed up and are about to take up arms against the government. Let me explain why. I just left this amazing little burger joint run by a little Korean family called K-Pop here outside of Dallas, Texas. And as I'm in there, I noticed that business obviously is not.
So I was at a burger place and I noticed.
I mean, look, I'm sure even by Josh's own admission, he don't miss many meals.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean,
he is. And you see an immigrant to this country, a man that has come over here and worked his tail off to supply for his family. And I see the father.
A number of Asian people that immigrate to this country, though, are already wealthy. Now, I'm not saying all, of course, but that is why you hear that quite often.
I want to know. I want to know what happened. I want to know what happened to Josh in this burger place that is justification for taking up arms against the government.
Who owns this business over in the corner, and you just see that he is exhausted, that he's at his wit's end, that he's just sitting there with his head in his hands, and you could tell that he is just overwhelmed. Like, there's so many businesses right now around America.
Right.
I mean, I understand the frustration of many people in these businesses. I mean, I don't think people are just like callous to them, like, oh, fuck
well,
you.
I think Yelp. We read a story the other day that Yelp says that like something like nearly half the restaurants they track are like out of business for good. There's
a restaurant that me and Taylor used to frequent all the time. Obviously, we don't do that anymore because of the pandemic. And we've actually met the owner. You've been there to Liz's.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you know, she's a nice woman. She's just a little small. It's not some chain restaurant. It's a little local, diner, basically.
Yeah.
And, it's hard for the people that are trying to manage this stuff. And obviously, she runs a very successful business, so they're doing all right still. But a lot of businesses, especially restaurants, have been hit super hard. I mean, I feel nothing but empathy for that guy. I know, and if Josh, like, I'm sure he doesn't actually give a shit because he's a fucking turd and just wants to use the story for fucking publicity. But yeah, it is harrowing. But the reality is that that guy's not being punished because he just like, oh, you know what? We really just want your business to fail. Or you're just not competing. There's a terrible pandemic going on. And you're saying, oh, this horrible pain. Yeah, the government should be helping this guy out. We should have had a national lockdown. We should have actually listened to the scientists. The reason this guy is suffering, Josh, is a fat fucks like you don't want to fucking stay home. So all the empathy you feel is empty. And all the fucking words you're spewing are empty because your actions are what wasn't fucking important. You probably don't wear a mask and you probably don't give a shit. And you just keep going out and going, why do people get this? Why can't we just open everything up? Just a bunch of old people going to die.
Let's be real, too.
Only old people will die? But you're a good moral Christian.
Let's be real here. Josh Feuerstein does not give a fuck about this business owner or his business or any other fucking business owner.
Of course he does.
Josh Feuerstein is worried that his favorite burger place might not be able to fucking feed his fat ass anymore. And he's like...
He shows up to the trough.
My favorite burger joint might go out of business, so I think it's time to take up arms against the government.
You're right.
It's like, what the fuck, man? He wants to take up arms against the fucking government because his fat fucking ass might not be able to get a fucking burger.
I'm sorry, but they came for my freedom, and I said nothing. They came for my rights, and I said nothing. They came for my liberty. I said nothing. They came from my favorite Korean burger shop. I took up arms!
I'll tell you the worst thing I ever had, Paul. And it's fucking disgusting.
I knew it! I fucking knew it!
Can't be smoking in my house, dude. You're gonna piss my wife off.
Fun of putting that in my mouth almost made me like throw up coffee all over the mic.
Transgender attacks Democrat and NBC reporter in autonomous zone. All right. 1.3 million. Is this even a commentary or is it just footage?
Why are you running on?
Well, there's no commentary. I don't even give a shit then. Yeah, he's barely even making fucking his little vlogs anymore. All right, here's one.
He's just missing the good old days, dude. When he got like
Retrain police? No, stupid. Retrain your kids.
You know what we need to do? We need to retrain your kids. Your kids to...
Dude, it looks like
Oh, looks like my fucking cam died too.
it looks like the fucking shirt he's wearing like is eating him, and the last thing to go is his fat bulbous head.
Right, this is for all the idiots saying that we need to retrain the cops. You know what we need to do? We need to retrain your kids to stop being criminals and deviants and morons and idiots and rebellious. We need to retrain your kids what it means to have respect for authority.
Wait. I just watched a video of you where you said the people of this country need to take up arms against the fucking government because you couldn't eat a cheeseburger. And now all of a sudden you're like, they teach your kids how to respect authority and how to be obedient. Like, what?
Freedom for me, but not for thee.
So wait, when you can't get a cheeseburger, it's time to overthrow the government. But when black people are being murdered systematically by police, it's like, they just need to be better people. So, and listen to police. And listen to what the police done told them to do, y'all.
This is how absurd his position is. And of course, Josh, you're
Oops,
saying-
sorry, I didn't know it was going to fucking play automatically just because I fucking brought it to fucking size.
Imagine this. Just think about this. This is a little easy thing to think about.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this mask issue and all this concerns. I don't want to wear no mask. But imagine if Fox News, a conservative news source, were saying, you have an iPhone. Millions of Americans do. With Face ID, facial recognition software. That could easily be spied on by the government. Cameras everywhere around us. The government increasingly able to read our face. But there's a simple, effective, and safe way to block the government from knowing what you're up to. A face mask. Wow. Face mask equal freedom. Government ain't gonna know what the fuck I'm up to. I done cracked the code. But now it's like, oh, if you wear a mask, you don't want to be out in public spreading disease. You're crazy. I can't breathe in this mask. Oh, I had a heart attack. Oh, surgeon, doctor. Okay, I'll put the mask on. Oh, let me do intensive heart surgery for 18 hours. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, we saved his life. Doc, I just got one question. How did you breathe in that mask? I mean, what the fuck, dude? Well, the point of all this is that you can shape the narrative however you want to. It's everything he's saying is demonstrably false. We've had numerous examples of people being killed by the police for no good reason. It had nothing to do with the people obeying. They obeyed entirely. Or they had rules that were suddenly enforced, like, oh, you're selling black market cigarettes, sir. We have to choke you to death now. Oh, you might have had some counterfeit money. You deserve to die now. And it's always, oh, well, if they had just listened, if they had just obeyed authority, none of this would have happened. So, Josh, you're saying be unquestioning to authority. Don't think critically. If you're told something, obey.
Just obey. Just obey.
But when the government says wear a mask, you go, I won't obey. How dare the government say anything to me?
Yeah, it's like, I don't understand it.
Take your own advice?
Like, he's literally fucking doing this whole, like, obedience to authority shtick. But literally every other video that we've seen of his from recent times is like, don't wear a mask just because you told by the 2%. Don't fucking do this. Don't fucking listen to authority. Question the system. But then when other people question the system, it's like, well, that's why they deserve to die. It's like, man, what? Huh? Huh, bud? What's that again? What are you fucking yammering about, you dumb bitch?
He doesn't actually hold these positions. He doesn't actually care.
He holds whatever position he needs to hold for the fucking moment, and that's just the way it fucking is.
Yeah, that's all he needs.
And it's fucking pretty goddamn obvious.
We need to retrain your kids. You want to know what the problem is? You set your kids down in front of Jay-Z and Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Oh, yeah,
set them
that's
down in front of the television.
You solved it, buddy. You fucking solved it. It's Jay-Z what done it, y'all.
Yes, people signed up for Tidal, and some kid jerked off to Kim Kardashian's big ass, and then moral degradation swept across the land.
Let me tell you how it went down, y'all.
Let me tell you how it happened. They sit your kids down in front of Jay-Z and Kim Kardashian, and then they don't want to obey the police, y'all.
What?
Exactly.
What are you fucking talking about, you fat blob of shit? What? Huh? Excuse me, motherfucker? What? Does this when you think this shit in your head, does it make sense to you before you fucking just let it fucking spill out your dumb fucking mouth? Or is it, you don't even fucking, it doesn't even like Dude, literally,
you make a video called Josh Feuerstein still exists.
Every video that you have on your fucking shit right now, bro, is about how we don't listen to the government when they tell you need a mask. The fucking burger place is going to shut down. Time to overthrow the government. And then you're making a video. That's what you say. That's your rhetoric. You're literally telling people, we're going to overthrow the government. We're being ruled over by these elitists. Don't listen when they tell you to wear a mask for your own safety. This is how freedom dies. That's your fucking message. But when you're not saying that, you're literally telling people, like, obey this, raise your kids to obey the state. And the reason that people don't obey the state is because Kim Kardashian and Jay-Z. Like, I couldn't write someone as stupid as you. There is no fictional character written for the specific, like, Peter Griffin would listen to this and be like, that's pretty dumb. Homer Simpson would be like, that doesn't really make, like, Patrick Starfish. There's not a single character in all of fiction that was written specifically to be a fucking the dumbest fuck possible. Each and every one of them would stand back in fucking awe of how ridiculous you are. There's never been a bigger like, congratulations, Josh. You're the biggest fucking moron in human history, including fictional characters written to be unrealistically dumb.
I just want to end with this.
Oh, we're not done. There's fucking 39 seconds left.
Want to invest time into
There's
actually
30
raising
seconds
them, so you
left?
thought that maybe, well, you know what? Let
39.
the media raise them. Let Hollywood raise them. Let the liberal left media, let CNN raise them. And this is the problem. When they plug their ear pods in and this crap that they're listening to that are teaching them that,
okay. I've got it. The liberal elite, the George Soroses, the Bill Gateses, the Googles, the YouTubes, the TikToks, all influencing our kids in the wrong way. They're being brainwashed with the wrong shit. I mean, it's just really great. It's really great that his problem isn't with brainwashing. He's not here to espouse critical thinking. He's here to espouse, you're obeying the wrong ideology. The new generation, these Zoomers, are too liberal. They're too liberal. And when they take over, what's going to happen? The country's going to crumble.
They're coming to take... Listen here, they're coming to take our hamburgers away. All this vegan bullshit.
Fat Wars loser has to make a video convincingly washing the balls of someone or something they absolutely hate.
Oh,
Maybe
either you or Paul has to make a fucking pro Ben Shapiro video.
Oh yeah.
do what you want. No, you know what we need to do? We need to give our kids spankings again. We need to discipline them again.
Okay, so the literature, like the studies have been conducted on the efficacy of spanking. Here's what it accomplishes.
Not good.
Here's what it accomplishes. If you fucking spank your kids, you teach them that violence is a solution. Kids who are raised getting spanked actually grow up more violent than kids who are not spanked. Not only that, they're more socially maladapted and maladjusted. The results are terrible. But I know a fat motherfucker like you doesn't give a shit about what science or studies or academics or researchers or people who actually care about issues think, because you're just a fucking mouthpiece that says whatever the conservative fucking flavor of the month ideology is, whether it makes a fucking lick of sense or not. You know what? You want to bring back spanking? Come fucking sit your fat ass across my lap. I'll give you a fucking spanking, you fat bitch.
Let me just give you a perfect example. of how we know this is bullshit. We don't have to look at studies or anything else.
Chelsea brings up a good point, too. What fucking kid is watching CNN? You know kids watching CNN.
Some bored-ass kid.
Mommy, can you put on Anderson Cooper? Said no child in all of history, you fucking moron. I forgot how dumb this fucker was.
Dude, let me just give you this example. So 300 years ago, how do you think most parents discipline their kids?
I don't know, probably smacked him.
Yeah, they smacked them, they beat them, they would do everything. There was look, no one for the most part. If you had good parents, you had good parents. But if it was socially acceptable to beat the shit out of your kids.
Yeah, like that was it was considered like your business, basically. Like if you want to beat your kids, that's on you.
If you use violence to solve a violent problem, it's ultimately not going to work. And most of the parents are resorting to that or doing so because they're angry and frustrated at the child. They're pissed off, and it's an outlet of like, see, now I've dominated you, so now you have to do what I say.
Yeah, I guess
now you're in fear, and now you're shocked and upset, and I have the upper hand. But ultimately, it's not gonna fix the problem. It's not a solution.
So a few people fucking have corrected me about this Patrick Starfish shit. I guess his name is Patrick Star, but he is canonically a starfish, right? I don't watch SpongeBob. I never have. I was just trying to throw a reference in for you fucking SpongeBob people.
Taylor,
all right, fuck you. I'm not gonna fuck with it again.
What's Patrick's name from SpongeBob?
It's Patrick Star. I looked it up.
Teach them that not everything in life comes for free. We need to stop giving them stuff. Let them start working for stuff. Let them start earning their keep. We don't need to reach.
You literally post fucking 3-minute videos every other week on fucking on Facebook for a living. So I don't,
He's a pastor too, isn't he?
Sure. Yeah, that's real work.
So I mean, the sweat of his brow, dude. Josh, what are you talking about?
Last I checked, fucking eating all your meals every day at Burger King is not a fucking profession, Josh.
You're a fucking lazy motherfucker. You live a privileged fucking rosy life. Oh, I feel so bad for all these people. But let me then make pronouncement on how these people should live their lives.
I can't believe we've spent this much time on a fucking not even minute-long video, but okay. 10 seconds left. Let's just get through it.
Police officers, we need to retrain America's youth. And it starts with you. God bless. If you agree with me, take a moment, share the video. God bless. Have a very, very beautiful day.
I don't agree with you, but I still shared your video. So good for me.
Victim blame. People of America that get brutalized, it's your fault. You've been poorly educated. But by that very logic, should many of those police officers also been the same people that have been brainwashed?
I love how these motherfuckers, they're all like, oh, I'm anti-government, I'm anti the state. But then, oh, the official thugs of the state, love them. Love them. They're wonderful. It reminds me of a line. I just watched a movie the other day, Paul, which I thought was not that great. But there was a line in the movie I liked where this guy, this redneck, is like, I didn't call the government, I called the police. It's like, oh, okay. That totally does encapsulate the cognitive dissonance of fucking Americans.
Now
man.
it's a semantics argument. If to be specific, I call the law enforcement. Are they part of the government? Technically, it's like what are we talking about here?
Dude, Josh Feuerstein is the dumbest motherfucker I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. I cannot believe he even fucking exists. And I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, you need to fucking pwn him on your Amazing Atheist channel again.
I mean, I'll probably post this clip.
Yeah, well, yeah,
so
you definitely
whatever.
need to.
Yeah.
Because, dude, he is just like unrelenting
just-
stupidity.
He's like the human personification of just like, oof. Goddamn.